Hello everyone, today we have new watch review. Finally we are back and I decided to check a survival watch from Luminox. It was created together with a Grylls and you can see it in the name of this video review. And this is a chronograph watch. It's a quite special edition as you can see here, and we are going to talk about this particular version with a black silicone strap and yellow dial. So let's start. So name of this watch is 3745 chronograph with a compass, and I guess that actually gives you a hint what to expect, because we get 3 dials on the main dial and we also get a compass on the strap, and it's also a removable compass so you can use it separately. But that's not what we are going to start talking about, because I was specifying the yellow color of the dial. There are actually 3 colors of the dial available: yellow, orange and blue. And today I decided to pick this a bit, I would say, bright combination, because we get a classic black case and together with a yellow dial it looks like a really bright combo. So now I suggest we start with the dial, because there are a lot of interesting features here and I guess they are worth of detailed look. So size of the case is 45 millimeters, and it might look huge, but it's actually a good looking watch even on the wrist. I can show it like this, but you will see it further in the video review. As for the dial, it's a Chrono with a classic layout, so we get 2 black subdials and 1 yellow, so it's barely noticeable. And there is also minor date window on the 6 o'clock position. Note that we also have a tritium tubes on the hands and also on the indices, and it gets a really nice visibility in dark conditions. In my opinion, this is a showstopper of this particular model. And it's worth noting that the dial overall surface is not plain. We get imitation of the metal structure, which is, I would say, rough brushed structure, and it looks really good. It doesn't give you any glares on the bright sunlight, and I think this is really important with a survival watch. And as for the hands, they are quite huge. They come in a black color, and there are, as I say, tritium inserts which are quite bright. They are in a green color as far as I remember, so it should be easy to find them on this watch. And as for the minor touches, we have let's say, main motto of the Grylls. We have a small writing here: never give up, and there is also a SOS code in a Morse, so if you forget how to write it in a Morse or how to ping it, so here you have a small reminder. And of course we have a compass here. Even though we have a separate one, we also have it on the dial, so you can find a north by orienting at the sun. It's a classic method. I guess it doesn't need any extra explanation, but Luminox decided that it's worth to double this function on both devices. So overall it looks, I would say, readable, so you won't have a problem with readability even in the dark conditions, thanks to these tritium tubes. And as for the crown, as you can see, it also features not only the main digits, which are corresponding with a minute layout, but it also features the degrees, which should be handy for the compass. And of course it is movable only anti-clockwise, as you can see, so you cannot rotate it in an opposite direction. It might be handy if you plan to do a dive-in with this watch. Whole dial is also covered with the sapphire glass, and we also get an anti-reflective coating, so it's quite durable thing, and it's something what you want in a survival watch. So I guess we can get it as a granted in this model, because it was needed in order to ensure the overall durability of this model.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
For the case size, we also get an interesting feature here, because it's not a metal and it's not a plastic, it's so-called Carbonox. So I would say it's a mix of the classic carbon fiber together with a strengthening of the metal. And as you can see, it gets a nice, I would say, black and gray look. And we also get a metal case back. I would say it's a classic solution so that you won't get any allergic reaction on your skin. So there's nothing surprising in that, to be honest. And also we get a control elements made out of metal, but here is also a small touch that the main crown, it has the rubber band around, so it's easier to grip it, especially considering that this is a screw down cap, so it's easier to unscrew it and then regulate the date and time. And by the way, regarding the date and time, there is a minor difference between the crown positions, so be careful when you will be adjusting it, because it might be a bit tricky to catch the date function adjustment, but once you get used to it, it will be easier to find. And also I have to say that the case height or thickness is only 14 millimeters, and as you remember, the case size is 45 millimeters, but it's not that heavy, surprisingly. It's only 100 grams, so it doesn't feel like a heavy item on your wrist, and it's easy to wear whole day. And another thing contributing to the comfort of the use is the lock adjustment. As you can see, these are not straight locks, so that's why it kind of wraps around your wrist instead of staying out of the wrist. So lock width here is 24 millimeters, and this version is special because we get a silicone strap or rubber strap instead of textile, so textile will be cheaper. And of course, again, I remind you about this removable compass, so you might remove it, place it on your map and use it when you need to. And another important thing is that we get a really massive metal buckle here, so it's quite durable, and I think it will be really difficult to scratch because we have brushed finish here. And on the opposite side you can find also the Luminox logo, which is supplied in a generous amount, I would say, and we also have mentioned that it's a genuine rubber, so that you know that it's a really comfy rubber. As you can see, it's quite flexible, so there is no problem with wrapping around your wrist. And also this logo on the end of the strap, it actually helps to fix it properly because we have a fixed loop here, so that's why you have to put it through it, and then it will be kind of difficult to take it out, but at the same time it ensures that the watch stays on your wrist. So just to show you what I'm talking about, I will put it on my wrist. And by the way, this strap also a bit stretches, so that also contributes to the comfort. But as for the strap end, so here you can see how it goes when it's going inside. So that's actually an important part in my opinion, because it will help watch stay on your wrist and avoid any accidental unbuckling of the watch. It is also important to mention that this case has a good water protection. It is clocked at 300 meters, so basically you can go casual diving with this watch. And inside we get a quartz movement, so it's also quite a reliable thing. In my opinion, mechanic watch or automatic watch in a survival watch, it would be kind of interesting combination, but who knows, maybe there are some modifications out there. But in this watch we get a quartz movement, which should be reliable, and it should give you a, I would say, really good precision of the timekeeping on your wrist. As for the daily comfort, I can say again that this watch is quite light, so that's why it's easy to wear. And also it is, I would say, a contribution of this flexible wrist strap. So without it, it would be a completely different experience. And of course it might look a bit, I would say, too much for maybe office use or maybe suit. But do not forget that you can remove this compass. So it might be handy for a casual outfit, you just remove this compass, or maybe you don't remove it at all because it doesn't look like an extra, and once you have it on your wrist, it's not visible from the outer side. Be it right hand or the left hand, still it will be on your inner side. And also I have to note the legibility of this dial. Even though it might look cluttered at the first sight, still it is easy to read the time, and these tritium tubes, they're really handy stuff, and I wish more watches actually had this feature because it's easy to see the time on the dial during the dark light conditions. These tritium tubes should last for 25 years because it's a quite, I would say, long-lasting material. And as for the watch, this is not a limited edition, so it should be freely available, even though it's kinda special edition, so it's better to hurry if you can get it, because I think it might be sold out quickly. And price should be set at $950 US, and this looks like a reasonable amount for the list of the features which you can get in this watch, be it the Carbonox case, be it the special water protection, or maybe the tiny compass here on the strap, or even the build quality and legibility of this dial. Everything looks up to the price, so it's not a cheap toy, and in my opinion this is really important thing to consider when you are getting such watch. And it should be already available, so you can get it in Helvetii webshop in all three modifications, including the textile strap versions. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion about such release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.